It's day number 13 of our 30-day challenge.
Yay, day 13. So
We're back.
And cold.
Yes.
It's cold.
It's still winter.
It's still winter.
That makes it cold.
I know, but my mouth is cold.
I know. Our face doesn't move.
Wow.
So if you're wondering why we have less expression, that's why.
But we're warmer in Texas than anywhere else.
That's true. That's true.
Well, maybe not Florida.
Okay.
Or Hawaii.
So what are we going to talk about today?
I think I wanted to talk about fear and courage.
Okay.
So I think for me this year, this is our year, or my year for sure, of true fearlessness and having great courage and really getting out of my comfort zones. And there is a great quote from a great, amazing woman who inspires me and has inspired a lot of people.
Yeah.
Her name is Bethany Hamilton.
Yeah.
And so these are a couple quotes, and also Jack Canfield, a couple quotes.
Who is Bethany Hamilton?
Bethany Hamilton is that surfer girl, which is known as a surfer girl, who was attacked by a shark and lost her arm.
Yes.
And she's still a surfer.
From Hawaii.
Yes, from Hawaii. So she's an amazing, inspirational person to continue surfing even after losing her arm and swimming with sharks.
So what's the quote?
Okay, so the quote goes like this. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. Bethany Hamilton.
That's really good.
So where I go to in my life, one story or one example for me in fear and doing things afraid and having courage to go through it is I remember when I was learning to rappel and rock climb. I've never done it before my whole entire life. And went to Enchanted Rock with some friends. And
that's over here in Texas.
It's in Texas. And we went to go caving and rappelling.
Yeah.
I'd never done it before. I was so afraid, but I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I had to push past my fear, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it afraid. And if it feels uncomfortable, it feels uncomfortable, and getting out of your comfort zone. And so there I was, trusting these people with these ropes, and about to lower me over this huge cliff-like thing. Wow. And I'm not really knowing them, and just trusting that they're going to keep me safe and not let me fall and crash to the bottom. So I'm doing this. So there I am going down the rock. And guess what? I did it.
You did it.
I totally did it. But you know what? I hated it. I totally.
So it wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun. And I'm like, I hate this. But you know what I did?
What?
I did it again. Because I wanted to enjoy it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, I pushed past the fear. I did it. I'm like,
did it afraid.
I did it afraid.
Didn't enjoy it though.
Hated every single moment of it. But I'm like, okay, now I know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so let me do it again.
Okay.
And I loved it.
So the second time,
and it was
a
beautiful.
totally different experience.
It was, and I just
because you'd already got past the fear part, and now you were doing it with a deeper, I don't know.
It was just beautiful, and I
awareness
with Mike
that you could do it.
That I could do it, and I had the courage again to do it again. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to enjoy it because people love doing this. There's got to be something cool about it because they do it all the time.
Yes.
And so I wanted that. I was looking for that moment. And so I just did it afraid. And the second time I did it with less fear.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed myself going over that. And there's another quote by Jack Canfield that says, everything you want, it's on the other side of fear. And I have a lot, and I'm grateful for so much, but there are some things that I want also for our family and for our life. And so we are on a journey of being uncomfortable in some areas of our life that we are needing to get rid of, some old mindsets, and pushing past those and going for it. And one area it has to do with was in regard to wealth and finances, and pushing past some barriers that we've put up there, and some mindsets, and being uncomfortable is okay.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of this one story with Caden when he was learning how to swim. And right?
I love this story. Yeah.
So he was like 2.5 or 3, learning how to swim. He had a swim instructor, one of the best ones ever, named Chelsea. Love you, Chelsea. And he was crying. But he was swimming.
Yeah. And what was so cool for me is that he didn't not go swim and not do the challenge that she was inviting him into the pool to do. He did it crying. And after a while, he did it for a while crying.
Right.
But he did it. He was doing it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was so proud of him. And it spoke to me too, because it's like that had a big impact on my life, seeing my son do that.
So I think for us, and to invite other people And regarding to goals and dreams and visions and hope and that you want for your life or for our lives, is like sometimes they're scary, and do it anyway.
Do it.
You know, and
even if you're afraid.
Even if you're afraid, if not now.
If you're afraid the first time, go try it again.
Do it again. And do it again. Right. And if you have to throw up, and then do it again.
Yeah.
And, you know, if not now, when is the big thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to let fear be an obstacle in our life anymore in some area, in certain specifically areas regarding our finances and our wealth. Yeah. So I'm going for it, and we are.
We are.
So we invite you to live your dreams, just as we're living our dreams.
That's right.
So do it afraid.
Do it afraid. Do it. Love you.
Oh, wait, heart you. And at the same time, remember, we heart you.
Oh, let's do a heart.
Oh, look at that.
I
like that.
Oh, how does it look? Okay, on the back side.
Well, you gotta bend you're too stiff.
We need a video
right
on how to make a proper
Bend
heart.
right here. Bend right. More like making a C. Remember, you're making a C.
Okay,
there you go. There you go. We heart you.
Test.
Quiz, exam.
What?